Hi, my name is Justin DeRoy.
And my name is Jesus.
Alright, and you are listening to Just Two Guys Talk Movie. Anyway, real quick, just to start this episode, I would like to give a shout out to Gravity for its 7 Oscars it won. And also, of course, a even bigger congratulations to 12 Years a Slave for winning Best Picture over Gravity, just like I predicted. Anyway, to get things started off for today, Jesus will go ahead and give his segment first.
Okay, well, today's news on my end, it's gonna be about the possible new trilogy to the Matrix franchise. It's not confirmed yet, but it's a big rumor. And a lot of people are saying that it is a very possibility, seeing as Warner Brothers is desperate to compete with Disney and 20th Century Fox, as they both have their own respective, I guess, trilogies coming out pretty soon. Disney having 2 with, I guess, not only Star Wars but the Avengers series, and then 20th Century with Avatar. So they obviously, to compete, I feel like they already do have something going on with, like, Batman and Superman and, like, the whole
Justice League,
world or whatever. But I guess this one is more concrete, more, I don't know, more like something altogether. I don't know how to say it, but I guess that's the main reason. Now, of course, it's just a rumor, but some people are saying that that if they do make them, they might not be directed by the Wachowski brothers. I think that they may play a big part in it still, like, producing, writing,
that happens
things.
a lot.
But a lot of people. Some people are actually interested in seeing how the films would be, or what the route of the Matrix would be if they kind of sort of do something like what they did with the original Star Wars sequels. How with George Lucas inevitably just ending up being like a producer and whatnot, and having other people write and direct the sequels. A lot of people are saying that would be a wise route, seeing as the sequels to the Matrix themselves didn't really quite work, and the later films of the Wachowski brothers, with the exception of V for Vendetta, which is one film they didn't direct, they're saying that it would be a wise decision. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I think the Wachowski brothers can make good films. I just don't know. I just really wish, like, they can really, like, sit down, like, and I feel like because if there is going to be, I believe, another trilogy of the Matrix, they're saying that the first one will come out in 2017. So that's not very long away from now, very long time from now. So I feel, again, it could be like a production that can be rushed, and I feel like that was the problem with the sequels to the Matrix. I felt like they were just rushed, and because the movie was known, a big part was known really because of its special effects, its visual effects. I feel like the biggest emphasis they put was on that, and not necessarily the story or anything else. Pretty much. I mean, I'm not bashing it, but I mean, I love The Matrix. I think it's obviously one of the best science fiction films ever made, and it just would be nice, to see another really well crafted and series, like with state of the art visual effects Matrix film. I think because that's what the movie did, and I guess, I mean, a lot of people were expecting a lot of the second ones that just in the end a lot of people ended up being disappointed. But I don't know. I mean, I'm excited anyway. I don't care. I don't care if the sequels were bad. I mean, it's something that I would see. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really. Am I expecting a lot of the like story wise and I guess acting or whatnot? No, the acting was very decent. Well, the first one, but nonetheless, I'm still excited. What are your thoughts, Justin?
Well, I kind of agree with you with the second one. Like the first one was so good. I think the next two just came like a letdown to some people. Mostly it was, the first one set the bar so high that everyone was thinking is like, oh, that one was so great, like with all the effects they did with it and the plot that they put in it, and it just couldn't meet that same level, I guess, of the second two. And there's a lot of, I don't know, I thought plot issues and like the special effects was like I think continued from the first one. Like everyone like says like the special effects were just so like groundbreaking in that film. It continued to be really good, but I think they focused too much on the effects and the plot just kind of suffered. And they got really kind of convoluted with everything, and stuff just weren't making sense. But yeah, I'm really looking forward though to see what they can do with a new story. Because even if they suck, like I still would love to see like where they would go from where they left off, or if they're even gonna go from where they left off. Oh, maybe they're gonna try to do something completely different, but keep in the same universe for all we know. But yeah, we'll see. So now we'll move on to next topic. So the topic I've brought up for today is apparently Steven Spielberg, as reported by the website Deadline, apparently has shown interest in trying to remake West Side Story, which if you haven't heard of what that is, it's basically a reimagined version of the story of Romeo and Juliet. So basically, I guess I'll just talk about my thoughts of like, do I want to see this? What do I think you do with it? Well, first of all, I just go with what I think you do with it. Like, if he does want to do a West Side Story, I think he do a fantastic job with it. That's like no doubt, because nearly everything he does, excluding Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, has just been really great. Do I want to see it? I personally couldn't care to see him do this story though. I just don't want it's a remake, and I'd rather him actually get back to trying to do another like action type flick, because it seems like it's been a while since he's done something like that. He's been like really on the whole like dramatic film thing. It seems like forever, and I'd like to see him try to do something different. Like I keep on hearing it's on again, off again. This thing called Robo Apocalypse. I don't remember if they said it was based off a book or a comic book or something like that. But that sounded interesting. I wanted to see him trying to do something, more action packed. At least not drama again. Something different. So, but
well,
yeah.
This one's not. This one would be interesting to see because it's a musical. I mean, I don't think he's ever done a musical. I mean, not. He might have. I'm not sure though.
Not that I can think of.
Huh?
Not that I can think of. I know. I don't think of. That's a good point to bring up, though.
That aspect would be interesting, and also like, I guess, I'm assuming he would. I don't know. I think he. I mean, I haven't really. I think I've seen the original West Side Story, but I might have seen it in pieces. I think it was a good film, but personally, I wasn't like a big fan. I wasn't crazy about it. I know a lot of people are. But I think he would bring something more like natural looking, more raw to it. Especially because I know it deals about a bunch of like, it deals. It's sort of like a Romeo and Juliet story that takes place. I think in the, I don't know, either Brooklyn or the Bronx in New York City or something.
Yeah.
And with gangs, like Hispanic gangs.
Basically,
so that'd be interesting take.
It's just with gangs instead.
So I mean, he might make it like he might make it look more real, as opposed to like an onstage kind of thing.
Yeah. Well,
I also heard he's talking with Javier Bardem, and making like a biopic based on Montezuma, King of the Aztecs. So that'd be an interesting story.
That'd be interesting too. Yeah.
So like, was that movie that Mel Gibson made called?
Apocalypto.
Apocalypto, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Pretty interesting. So that's it.
Well, yeah. So that's just about everything that I can think of, like, to really bring up on the topic. So we'll go ahead and just segue right into the end of the show where we give a movie topic. No special theme for this one, so I'm just going to name off a movie off the top of my head that I think is a good choice to recommend. And I saw this not too long ago. It's called Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. It's a Guy Ritchie film. In fact, I believe it's his first film I found. If you've ever seen a Guy Ritchie film, this one kind of fits like his normal format. It's kind of good mix of like all the suspense, comedy, and action he puts into it. A lot of like kind of fun characters. The story's kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to really go and explain it too much to you. Basically, it's just about these guys who are trying to get some money, so they decide that they're going to rip off some drug dealers or something like that, and they steal their stuff, and then they try to get back from them. And at the same time, this guy is trying to steal these guns from these other two nitwits that stole from somebody else, and it gets all convoluted and crazy. And it's funny, like, because then it has this whole twist at the end of like who ends up like with all the goods of like who actually comes out on top with the whole heist and whatnot. But anyway, so that's my film. What pick would you like to recommend?
I think I would go with. I might have already suggested it. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm picking one out of the movies that I actually own. Something I don't think a lot of people have heard of, and that's Frequency.
Well, that's a good one.
Frequency with Dennis. Oh my gosh! Hold on, I'm gonna have to look it up.
Dennis Hopper? No.
Dennis
Quaid and Jim Caviezel.
Dennis Quaid and Jim Caviezel, and it's like honestly like one of my all-time favorite movies like ever. Came out I think in the year 2000 in theaters, and it's about it's like a sort of like a time travel thing movie. And it's about, sorry for the big noise in the background. But it's about father and son who communicate with each other via this what do you call those radio?
Ham radios.
A ham radio. But the twist is that the father and Jim Caviezel, he's talking to his dad. They're a ham radio, and Jim Caviezel is like 30 years old. But the thing is, like, his father has been dead for about, I don't know, like 25 years or so.
Yeah, because I think he was supposed to be young when it happened.
Or it's not exactly sure on the years, but his dad has been dead for a long time, so they don't, he doesn't realize it at first, but then they do find out, he does find out that it's his father, and so, the whole story starts there, and then it's all about, it becomes a thriller, and it's just actually just very, very exciting. I think the performances, were very, very good. It was a very emotional film. But it's also like, I don't know, there's just everything about it. I like the music, I like the cinematography. I saw it, I think it came out in theaters like at a time when I was just starting to go see movies in theaters. And this was obviously one of the first ones, and I remember I just had to go back and see it. Even though I didn't really understand what they were saying because I didn't speak like the language that well, but I don't know. It was like, even though I didn't know what they were saying, it felt good. There's a lot of emotion there. So yeah, Frequency. It's one movie that I recommend.
All right, cool. So then that'll be all for us today. So thanks for watching, and hope you tune in for next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.